And then he let on that I could see Nastasia Philippovna that night at the Bolshoi Theater, at the ballet, in her own box, in the baignoire, sitting there. With our parent, just try going to the ballet, it'll end only one way, he'll kill you. But, anyhow, I ran over for an hour on the quiet and saw Nastasia Philippovna again, didn't sleep all that night. The next morning the deceased gives me two 5% notes, 5,000 rubles each, and says go and sell them, take 7,500 to the Andreev's office, pay them, and bring me what's left of the 10,000 without stopping anywhere, I'll be waiting for you. I cashed the notes all right, took the money, but didn't go to the Andreev's office. I went to the English shop without thinking twice, chose a pair of pendants with a diamond almost the size of a nut in each of them, and left owing them 400 rubles, told them my name and they trusted me. I went to Zalyashev with the pendants. Thus and so, brother, let's go and see Nastasia Philippovna. Off we went. What was under my feet then? What was in front of me? What was to the sides? I don't know or remember any of it. We walked right into her drawing room, she came out to us herself. I didn't tell her then that it was me, but Zalyashev says, "This is for you from Parfen Rogozhin, in memory of meeting you yesterday. Be so good as to accept it." She opened it, looked, smiled, "Thank your friend Mr. Rogozhin for his kind attention," she said, bowed, and went out. Well, why didn't I die right then? If I went at all, it was only because I thought, anyway, I won't come back alive. And what offended me most was that beast Zalyashev had it all for himself. I'm short and dressed like a boor, and I stand silently staring at her because I'm embarrassed, and he's all so fashionable, pomaded and curled, red-cheeked, in a checkered tie, fawning on her, bowing to her, and it's sure she took him for me. Well, I say when we've left, don't you go getting any ideas on me, understand? He laughs, and what kind of accounting will you give Semyon Parfenovich now? The truth is I wanted to drown myself right then, without going home, but I thought, it makes no difference, and like a cursed man I went home. Ah. Oh. The clerk went all awry and was even trembling. And the deceased would have hounded you into the next world for 10 rubles, let alone 10,000, he nodded to the prince. The prince studied Rogozhin with curiosity. The man seemed still paler at that moment. Hounded? Rogozhin repeated. What do you know? He found out all about it at once, he continued to the prince, and Zalyashev also went blabbing to everybody he met. The old man took me and locked me upstairs, and admonished me for a whole hour. I'm just getting you prepared now, he said. I'll come back later to say good night. And what do you think? The old grey fellow went to Nastasia Philippovna, bowed to the ground before her, pleaded and wept. She finally brought the box and threw it at him. Here are your earrings for you, greybeard, and now they're worth 10 times more to me, since Perfion got them under such a menace. Give my regards to Perfion Semyonich, she says, and thank him for me. Well, and meanwhile, with my mother's blessing, I got 20 rubles from Saryashka Pertushin and went by train to Pskov, and arrived there in a fever. The old women started reading prayers at me, and I sat there drunk, then went and spent my last money in the pot houses, lay unconscious in the street all night, and by morning was delirious, and the dogs bit me all over during the night. I had a hard time recovering. Well, sir, now our Nastasia Philippovna is going to start singing. The clerk tittered, rubbing his hands. Now, my good sir, it's not just pendants. Now we'll produce such pendants. If you say anything even once about Nastasia Philippovna, by God, I'll give you a whipping, even if you did go around with Lihachoff, cried Rogozhin, seizing him firmly by the arm. If you whip me, it means you don't reject me. Whip me. Do it and you put your mark on me, but here we are. Indeed, they were entering the station. Though Rogozhin said he had left secretly, there were several people waiting for him. They shouted and waved their hats. Ha, Zalyashev's here, too. Rogozhin muttered, looking at them with a triumphant and even as if spiteful smile, and he suddenly turned to the prince. Prince, I don't know why I've come to love you. maybe because I met you at such a moment, though I met him, too, he pointed to Lebedev, and don't love him. Come and see me, Prince. We'll take those wretched gaiters off you, I'll dress you in a top-notch marten coat, I'll have the best of tailcoats made for you, a white waistcoat, or whatever you like, I'll stuff your pockets with money, and, we'll go to see Nastasia Filipovna. Will you come or not? Hearken, Prince Lev Nikolaevich. Lebedev picked up imposingly and solemnly. Ah, don't let it slip away. Don't let it slip away. Prince Mishkin rose a little, courteously offered Rogozhin his hand, and said affably, I'll come with the greatest pleasure, and I thank you very much for loving me. I may even come today, if I have time. Because, I'll tell you frankly, I like you very much, and I especially liked you when you were telling about the diamond pendants. Even before the pendants I liked you, despite your gloomy face. I also thank you for promising me the clothes and a fur coat, because in fact I'll need some clothes and a fur coat soon. And I have almost no money at the present moment. There'll be money towards evening, come. There will be, the clerk picked up, towards evening, before sundown, there will be. And are you a great fancier of the female sex, Prince? Tell me beforehand. No.